imagine you're now in a running competition and you have been keeping the leadership position for all along. But suddenly, there's someone far behind you who's chasing you right now. And at this moment, keeping your own pace and allow the others to overtake you is not an option. The same applies to HKBI. With such fierce competition, what HKBI has to do, apart from its current own business, is to expand into the financial advisory services apart from its own business in order to sustain its current market leadership. A very warm good afternoon to you all. We're Team Vista and we're very glad to be here today. Allow me to introduce ourselves. My name is Jessica, this is Kenny, Philip, and Rex. And today we're very excited to present to you our two recommendations. And they are, the first is the financial advisory services that we plan to expand into with our current core competencies. And the second is to launch an employee retention strategy in order to keep our employees within the company. And what we plan to achieve with our current recommendations is that we plan to strengthen our preemptiveness and also to enhance our sustainability. But why do we have these recommendations? Now let's first take a look at the situation analysis. What we know today and the situation of today is that HKBI is a market leader of the business brokerage company. Its advantage is that it has very strong cash flow and its financial conditions are very healthy, and that it has received a lot of awards due to its high performance. And its core competencies lie in its very good will and good repetition. It has an established business model that is not that easy to copy, and also it provides integrated service package and its operations are quite diverse. However, even with this market leadership, they have been encountering some challenges at the moment. The first is that they have been facing increasing competition with employees who have left the company and start up their own brokerage company. And the second is that for these companies, their pricing strategy is that they price at very low price, and this has occurred a price war which kind of affects our profitability. So the key issues today is that how are we going to overcome these competitions from the competition from our previous employees, and also how are we going to improve the business sustainability of HKBI. And to address these key issues, our recommendations today is to have the financial advisory service, which will tackle the current competition and also prevent the future competition. And with the employee retention system strategy, we'll be able to prevent our employees from exiting the market and become our competitors in the future. And this is the future strategy. And what we aim to achieve and the outcome we aim to reach is that we aim to enlarge market share for HKBI, help HKBI to retain its competitiveness and keep its market position, and also to enhance the employee loyalty to prevent further competition in the future. And the financial objective we have here today is to break even in 4 years' time.
So now let me show you why providing additional financial advisory service is the best option among all. So we have set up 3 different alternatives over here. The first one is to expand our PE branch. And the second one is through extensive marketing campaign, we find more buyers and sellers so we can have more sales. And the last one is to acquire other competitive firms. So now let's go through our strategic priorities one by one. We can see that by providing financial advisory service to our buyers, we will be able to create additional value to our current business. Because now we are not only just making deals through the buyer-seller connection, we are also providing them an advisory service that is going to add on some revenue to us. And secondly, we can leverage on our core competency. Our demand is very natural because whenever a new business is formed, we can have new insurance and wealth management policies provided to them. And thirdly, it's about the risk. For our financial advisory service, the risk is very, very low because in every deal we aim that in every deal that we have, we can provide them with our insurance policy and our wealth management policy that is going to enhance our revenue. And lastly, it's about sustainability. For financial advisory service, we can sustain a very long time because it's incorporated in it will be incorporated in our business model. But however, when comparing to other alternatives that we have over here, we can see that other expansion policy, they cannot guarantee additional value to our current business. It has a higher risk because if we overexpand, we may incur a large cost. And for sustainability, is linked up with the risk. If the risk is too high, it may not be sustainable in the long run.
So here comes the details of our recommendation plan. We plan to carry out a recommendation in both external and also internal strategies. For the external strategies, as my colleagues have mentioned, we are going to launch the financial advisor service. Currently, BI has already provided a lot of services, after-sales services for the buyers, including marketing, customer services, and how to operate their business. However, we think that we have the obligation to teach them how to make good use of their money to invest and to earn a profit in a sustainable way. Our financial advisory service will include wealth management and also the insurance coverage brokerage service. We're partnered with some major insurance companies in Hong Kong. As Hong Kong BI is more eligible for tailor-made needs for all the customers. And we can become the perfect middleman to link the insurance companies and also those customers together. The economic logic behind that BI should carry out such financial advisory service is that they can earn external income source, that they can earn commission both from the customers and also those insurance companies. And this can further leverage the business of HKBI and create a new blue ocean. As we all know that the business brokerage service is turning from a blue ocean into a red ocean. And this can create an economy of scales for HKBI in terms of its core competencies, both in its credit or for it would be better to lend money borrow money from the banks. So you may ask, why our customers need such financial advisory service from us instead of those professional companies that specialize in those wealth management service? The reason is that we can provide direct services to the customers and we all know what they really need and what they are really doing in their business. And this can reduce the information cost as they don't need to further to search for the insurance companies or the wealth management companies that do need suit their needs. And this can also create an economy of scale that we can provide these services in a more professional manner at a lower price. Of course, we'll use some internal strategies to assist our progress to further improve BI's business. That's the employee retention strategy. Basically, currently, many BI's employees may leave and form a direct competitor with HKBI. And this is really do no good for HKBI. And we will carry out some long-term contract with employees. We may give some share ownership with them. And we may even create some milestone bonus for them that if HKBI reaches certain business strategy or some objective, they can enjoy the bonus with the company. In this way, we can enhance the employee loyalty that they do really like working in our company, and this can maintain the motivation when working in our company. And we have to convey the message to other employees that red ocean is surely not a good thing to both our company, to themselves, and even for to the customers. We have to share the core objective of HKBI to all the employees that they do enjoy working in our company. And our long-term vision will be 80% of our buyers and sellers will enjoy using our financial advisory service. And our ultimate goal will be explore more market opportunities for such services. Not only we will provide these services to our old customers, we may explore other possibilities to supply such service to other small and medium enterprises in Hong Kong.
So now, after talking into our recommendation, how are we going to prepare our recommendation in order to realize it? Of course, when we consider what we have now, we do lack the product from the insurance company, and we lack the expertise. We lack the staff that can sell the insurance product to the customers, and of course, we lack of a structure that can help incorporate the financial advisory service into our current business model. So what we're going to do now, For the product, we aim to negotiate partnerships with some major insurance firms in Hong Kong. And there are three criteria that we will look into. First one, large scale. Second one, ethical. And third one, credible. And these three criteria is going to ensure that the company that we are partnering is compatible with our own brand. And secondly, they are reliable. They are a reliable service provider. And secondly, it's about the expertise that we have. We noticed that we do have the best human resources that we have in the business brokerage, and they are good at selling products. Therefore, the only thing that we need is to train them immediately. And of course, we need to provide them with other exams training, looking into giving them exams for the expertise that they needed, and of course, some sales training that is going to let them realize the whole situation. And lastly, it's about the business structure that we're going to create. Of course, this is a very preliminary idea, but we will look into how we can cooperate it into the current business model. We need to also build up some guidelines that is going to guide our current staff about how to deal with the different issues, different businesses such as restaurants or other like hair salons. And of course, we can always build a model that we can closely follow in different businesses.
Yep. So with all these amazing solutions and recommendations that we're talking about today, we have these 4 major risks that we have been concerning about. The first one is, what if the competitors of ours copy our new business model? Well, firstly, we enjoy forerunner's advantage, and we are the market leader in this particular industry. So basically, we have a very high comparative advantage when we compare to the competitors. And we also can launch intensive marketing campaigns apart from the word-of-mouth promotion methods that we are currently using. And the second thing is, what if a competitor start a price war against us? Well, basically, we know that we do provide quality, reliable, and compatible services, insurance services to our customers, and also brokerage services. So we do not have to be engaged and involved in these price wars, but instead we try even more and even harder to enhance our quality, and also to emphasize on our credibility. Well, we know that in the brokerage and also in the insurance industry, credibility, trustworthiness are the most important elements that our customers and our potential buyers are concerned about. For legal issues, we mitigate them by providing more clear disclaimers or statements about legal, and also we are planning to employ an in-house advisor on the legal side to help us with these more detailed contract writings. And on the operation issues, we are planning to implement our recommendations step by step with different phases, which I'm going to talk about later. So here comes our cost analysis. We have 2 types of costs when talking about our implementations, an upfront cost and also an ongoing cost. We plan the upfront cost includes a capital expenditure to open a new market and also to conduct market analysis and research. And also it includes promotion expenses. For ongoing investments, it includes charges on negotiations, which we negotiate with the insurance companies, and also we negotiate with more potential buyers and sellers. And for managerial expense and training expense, we also consider them as an ongoing expense that we will consider in our financials. And where do we have our resources to provide to support our recommendations? We aim that 10 to 15% of our incoming revenue, which is currently growing very positively, will be financing with the major source that finance our recommendations that we are talking about today. And there will be a constant rise in our profitability. So in case if we do need a finance support from banks, from borrowing from banks or other creditors, we do have the credit and we do have the trustworthiness to negotiate with a bank to borrow, to get more finance and also to get more funding for our recommendations. And all these financials based on 3 major assumptions. It is that the cost structure of our business does not change much based on our recommendations, except that the insurance is going to give us an extra expense. The new market will have a high acceptance level to our business. As my team has mentioned, we aim to incorporate the new insurance brokerage businesses into our core business, which we think is compatible and it's attractive to our potential customers. And we believe that with the revenue rise more than 15% per annum, which is the current level of the revenue rise, we believe that our recommendations are feasible and workable. Now here comes some quantitative projections. The figures in green are those that provided in the case. Logically, we can see that the average deal size of per deal is about 500,000 Hong Kong dollars, and we can see that the turnover revenue in 2005 is 18 million, and those in 2007 is 68 million. So logically, we can project that actually the average deal size in 2005 is more than 300, whereas those in 2007 is more than 1,300, and we project the following financials with that. We can see that the market share of our business, that is what we're mainly talking about over the preemptiveness and our sustainability. If we do not implement the recommendations aforesaid, we will be caught up by our competitors, and as you can see, our market share will eventually fall if we do not act now. But if we implement our recommendations today, we can see a gradual rise in our market share, in which secured our market leader position, in which the word of mouth and credibility of our company can be enhanced and leveraged, and ultimately achieve sustainable business profit sources. Now, this is the timeline of all of our implementations. In the first year, we conduct a market research to know more about our customers, both on the buy side and the sell side, whether they do need a premium insurance service, whether they do need what we're trying to provide them with. And after the first year, we do have a constant eye, we do place a constant eye on the market to know about whether what our competitors are doing, whether we can do something more or something less to make sure that we are on the right track. We also have a constant quality training for the employees. As my team has mentioned, we try to provide the best quality of service, which is mainly, of course, relying on the quality of our employees. So intensive training program and also the programs that we use to enhance employee loyalty is of utmost importance. In the first year, we do know that we need a period of buffer and a period to negotiate. So what we try to do in the first year is to negotiate with both the buyers and sellers, and also, more importantly, the potential collaborating partners that we are going to collaborate with, such as major insurance companies with the criteria we've just mentioned. And in 2013, which is a year later, we will launch the financial advisory service to provide more comprehensive services and also value-adding services to our customers. And also, in the first year, we do know that we need a time and we need a buffer for seeking partners. We do know that apart from negotiating, we have to seek the right partner with the right criteria. So we spent a whole year on partner seeking. And also, after a year of implementing our financial advisory services, we do need to review whether we are fully incorporating this what we call peripheral business into our core business that provides the most value to both buy sides and also the sell sides. Now, currently, we have a market share of 60%, and ultimately in 2017, as our major goal here today is to enhance market share. We aim that with our recommendations. We hope that in the business brokerage services, we have a market share of more than 75% in 2017, which is 5 to 6 years later. In 2014, we will conduct a review on whether our recommendations are feasible and whether they have been effective so far. And in 2016, we aim to break even, in which Jessica has said that we will break even in 4 years' time. So throughout all these times, of course, we are the market leader, and we hope that we can sustain this major position. Now, in a nutshell, we're recapping what we are trying to tell you today. We know with our new service and better service courses, in which we provide a brand new blue ocean service, which is insurance brokerage services to our customers, and also to better our managerial structure. With our analysis on both the economical logic basis and also on the managerial basis, ultimately we aim to achieve the enhanced sustainability, and also to strengthen our preemptiveness in the market to work against the growing competition. Now, we have been a market leader so far, but today I'm going to tell you that as a market leader, yes, we were. Yes, we are a market leader. And yes, we shall be a market leader in the years ahead. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
There's now 10 minutes of question and answers.
Can you share with us what you think insurance broking companies do? What do they do?
Basically, we have insurance providers and customers that need insurance services. So an insurance brokerage firm is the middleman between these providers and also the customers that help seek major customer sources to provide the customer seeking service to the insurance providing company to bridge up and link up these two parties mainly.
So when we talk about financial advice services, I just can't link up insurance broking companies with your financial advisory service to advise.
Oh, it's actually a package. Our financial advisory service recommendation mainly consists of two parts. The first one is that we provide wealth management services to our customers, in which we have been currently providing consulting services on management basis. And we hope that on a financial basis, we can also provide a consulting service, which we call it a wealth management service to our customers. And on the other hand, many times when a new company is purchased or established, they need a lot of basic insurances. For example, against an accident, against fire, which are legally required. So we know that there is a need for insurance, and we try to provide what is needed for the potential buyers and also sellers of the companies.
Because I was thinking when you talk about financial advisory, it's how to raise funds to buy companies. But this company at this stage, usually they will be fairly cash short. So wealth management is when people have surplus cash. So this one thing I can't figure out. The other thing is financial insurance brokerage companies. The fee from that is very thin. So you can imagine any profit from there. Sorry.
Can you go back to the page where you're comparing your different options of financial advisory services and the other options? It's the one with the
Harvey board.
Yeah, with the Harvey boards. My question here is that if you look at the four, what was the thinking behind the four options on top? Were those all the different areas of competitive advantages that you were looking at, or what was the driving point along that solution?
When we are looking into alternatives, our basic idea is to try to leverage on what we have now and to expand our businesses in order to retain our leading market position. So for expanding our PE branch, when we look into the case, we believe that the PE branch is what we're strong at because we're a consulting company and we're a brokerage company, and we can turn negative revenue, negative profit companies into positive profit companies and sell them off. So expanding our PE branch would be another alternative. And the second one for intensive marketing campaign. This is not about having advertisement, but having some to match buyers and sellers, to find buyers and sellers in the market. And we believe that because our competitors are really strong in their price, so we need to search for more. So that lies why we have the intensive marketing campaign. And lastly, for acquiring other firms. This is because we know that we're a market leader and we do have the ability to acquire other firms that are like the market followers. So these are the three major alternatives that we would consider when we are comparing with our main recommendation.
You said in there, I think your revenue you predicted was growing at more than 15% per annum, correct?
Yep.
And you're not going to break even for 4 years, so how much money are you spending and what are you spending it on?
There are two types of costs that actually we are trying to invest in. The first is an upfront cost, which includes market research and opening a new market, which we think is quite a costly part. And also we include some promotion campaigns that to inform our customers about the new market. And with the ongoing recommendations, we also have managerial expenses. We also have training expenses to spend, and we believe that the ongoing cost is going to be there. And although we have a rise in the revenue, but we also have a rise in our costs due to the ongoing investments. So we do not break even. We have a prudential prediction in our financials, and we try to consider both the rise in revenue and also the rise in cost. Although we have a gap between the revenue growth rate and also the cost growth rate, but to be conservative, we aim to break even in 4 years. But of course, if we want to be more aggressive, then it can be pushed forward if we do want to. But it's more conservative and it's a more safe playing for the prediction of financials.
So you do mean break even in 4 years, not pay back in 4 years?
that would be paying back what we have been contributing, including the upfront and also ongoing cost investments. I mean, that is the cost that we have been paying. That is the MPV actually, the cost that we have been paying, and also the cost that we have to pay right away at this moment to open a new market.
So it's a different concept, because when you take break-even 4 years, that means you'll be making losses in year 1, year 2, and year 3, only taking a break-even result in year 4.
That would be, I think we would be, the whole project will be breaking even, and on our company perspective, it would be a paying back in 4 years, which would.
But it's only on the additional investment, right?
Yeah,
The company
it's
as a
on
whole.
the project and on the recommendations that we suggest today. So of course we're making a revenue this year. So that's only about what we're talking about, what recommendations we suggest today.
So, I guess I would like to expand more on Michelle's question is, I mean, historically, if we look at HKBI, right, they have usually quickly looked at additional opportunities and implemented them and turned them around. So I still would like to understand, like, what is the driving force behind, right now it takes a year to look at other partners and things like that. So what is the critical path, or what's taking that long? Because it doesn't seem like it's aligned with what HKBI has done historically, and how quickly they've gone to market with new ideas.
Yes, because we do not want to enter a new market without any analysis. Of course, we predict all our financials and we produce the timeline in a very conservative and prudential manner. So we ensure that, and we would try to ensure the company that with our implementations, you can definitely meet these time constraints. But on the other hand, of course, we make something. We enlarge the buffer of each of the process. For example, for market research, we may not need a whole year on that, and we may not need a whole year to negotiate with our partners too. But of course, with the sustainable growing rate that we are currently enjoying, although we are being chased after, we believe that we can still spare a year or a half to really do study what we're trying to recommend today, and really do know what our customers need, because what we're trying to provide today is a more personalized, and we provide more personalized service to these companies. So we have to know what these buy sides and sell sides need, and we try to pinpoint their needs and provide the best services and recommendations today.
Sorry, you're spending a year doing some market research, but I still don't understand kind of what type of research you feel you need to do. So can you just maybe explain to me a little bit more as to?
I'm sorry, we have a backup slide. Sorry.
Actually, what we are trying to look into the market research is some direct customer bases, and this is why the companies need us when we're working with need to work with us, because we do have a direct customer base, and we believe that we need to have a very strong negotiation, ongoing, very long negotiation with the companies, because we do have the direct customer source, we do have the scalability, we have the contract source, and we do maintain a very good market goodwill. So we believe that the major period that we need before we implementing the whole thing is about the negotiation between the insurance company to lower the price and to maintain a substantial commission level. And of course, we're looking for the time that we have that we need to prepare. Another major thing that we concern about is about our service level. In HKBI, we do care about our service to the companies, and we believe that through a longer period of training, they will be able to provide more customer value to the buy-side customers.
So summarizing all these, we have two major areas that we look into. The major market of business brokers, which are the buy-side and the sell-side customers, and also to negotiate with potential partners, which we try to investigate whether there is a mutual need for both of us that leads to a partnership, and whether they're willing to negotiate with us on these terms. So these are the two main areas that we would do and conduct in these years of market research. Thank you very much.
I'd like to thank the students for their presentation. And please join me in thanking also the judges. Albert Chen, thank you. Patrick Lau, thank you. Gregory, thank you so much. All right, I'd like to ask everyone to leave the room except for the judges in order for them to deliberate.